Hi, thanks for joining me today. Would you like to know a very little strategy that can make a big difference to a stepchild's behaviour and attitude and build your relationship with them? Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know every time I post. There is one little trick that is well worth using and knowing, especially as a step-parent, and that is to make the absolute most of the human desire to protect our reputation. Even as a child. If you're a child, you want to be thought of as good and you want to be doing the right thing. And if you are left in charge of the children or looking after them, or even teenagers, even young adults, any stepchild will do. We all can't resist a compliment, especially if the compliment is genuine and true. So when you're left looking after the children as a step-parent, if you compliment the child to their parent or talk about them favourably after the event, or when the parent comes back from somewhere, you point out everything there is to compliment about what's been going on. So-and-so behaved very well, so-and-so played very nicely with their brother or sister. And it's more than just giving the child a compliment. What you need to be focusing on as a step-parent to make the most of this is what you're wanting, the kind of behaviour and attitude that you're wanting from the child, even if you're not exactly getting it at the moment. But you can find things to compliment the child about, or the young adult, or anybody. You can compliment them with a view to expressing that's what you're wanting. And then next time, they're more likely to do what you're wanting, because they won't want to let themselves down. They like to build themselves a reputation for being whatever it is you're complimenting them about, and you are building a much stronger relationship with that child, and indeed with their parent, by finding good things to say and building your relationship and enabling the person you're complimenting to be the person that you're wanting them to be. So if you're wanting a child to be able to amuse themselves and play by themselves and be nice to the other people around, then say something about that when you're talking to their parent and the parent has come home again. And that way, next time, the child will very comfortably and happily play, knowing that's what you want, that's what you approve of, that's what you tell their parent they're good at, and it's a good thing to be. And when you're telling the parent, it's a good idea to have the child in earshot of you while you do it, so the child knows fully what you've said about them, and it builds that little bit of warmth and confidence between you and your stepchild. You watch as you're telling their parent how good they've been. Cast your eye to their eye. They'll be looking at you as you say it. And it can really do so much to make things feel and be better. This then leaves us with what to do about the stuff that didn't go right and went wrong, and in fact actually you do need to tell the parent about something that you had to manage, that the child shouldn't be allowed to do again, or that you don't want. And that is best kept for later, in private, when you can discuss it with the parent and say, how do you want to do this? What would you like me to do in that kind of situation? This is what I think we should do. This is what I did. Is that the right thing? Those kinds of conversations, have them in private. Tell the child in front of them the good things that happened. There is a little phrase and it goes rip and pip. Reprimand in private. Praise in public. And what you do is you talk about the negatives to the parents in private, not in front of the child. Good luck, and it's a good one. We run workshops, sessions, an email response service, and we write booklets. Look in the description box below for links to our social media and website.